Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to bring you guys 5 Legend League attacks. I'll do a recap at the end. Army link and timestamps in the description as usual. But this is the template for my videos, guys. They're going to be about 15 minutes. They'll include 5 attacks, and I'll just do one recap at the end. Shout out to my video yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, feel free to go check it out. I shared my testimony, kind of my story, and more about me. I also had some nice comments, so I really appreciate you guys. That really meant a lot, so thank you. But I want to share verse of the day right quick, and then we'll get into some commentary. Today's verse comes from 1 Corinthians 4:20. It says, "For the kingdom of God is not just a lot of talk, it is living by God's power." It is alive and well. God is alive and well. He dwells in us when we believe in him. We got the Holy Spirit living in us. And yeah, the kingdom is alive, and you can see signs all over. You can hear people's stories all over the world of God being alive and well in their lives, and we can feel it, we can see it, especially as believers. So I wanted to share that, guys. Right here, this is a pretty good base. Just got the Dragon Duke around at 2 to 3 o'clock. He's getting a pretty good hole out of the base for us, a nice little funnel. I sent one Rocket Loon and a Baby Dragon just to finish off that expo to complete my funnel, and yeah, to kind of clear some trash buildings over there. So Queen, Siege Barracks on the opposite side. This is back to the army I'm going to be using, guys. Again, army link in description, but I am utilizing the Raven and the Dragon Duke, and I realize that's not completely maxed out for a lot of people since it is a new hero. So you can still use the Royal Champion instead of the Duke, and instead of the what's it called, Greedy Raven, you could use the Phoenix on the minion print. So there's a couple substitutes for you guys. Reason I mentioned that, guys, also, if you know me and you've watched a few of my videos, I kind of just yap during the first attack. My bad, guys. I'm trying to get some intros and announcements and stuff done, but educational commentary will come at attack number 2 in the timestamps. So anyway, the reason I say those things, guys, is I'm not pushing on my alt account anymore. I decided to take a break after reflecting after yesterday's video. Like, I really don't want to get murked out, and 16 Legend League attacks a day is a lot, because I mean 8 attacks takes a good 25 to 30 minutes, and then I want to do some recording after and some editing and stuff. So long story short, after all that, I'm playing Clash or like doing YouTube stuff for a good hour to 2 hours, probably closer to 2 hours, to start my day kind of in the mornings. So a good way to save at least 30 minutes of that is just not attack on my alt account. So that's what I'm doing, guys. I'll only be pushing on this account with this strong meta army, and yeah, sorry if I don't have other variations of armies or E-Drags or things like that, but I am gonna just stick to a very competitive army, and I think this is it. I think I've had success with it. This was my first day using this exact variation, and I have a really good day. You'll see the recap at the end, but I think I'm happy and content with this army for now, and we'll try to keep it moving. So new attack, I've also edited a little bit back so you guys can kind of see the base as I load into it, so I can explain what my planning and thinking is, kind of where my thoughts were when I see this base. So first of all, I've seen this base before. It's a very strong base. It's difficult because it's a double rage. So basically with your Duke or Royal Champion, you need to pop 1 rage compartment and take as many defenses out as possible. Right here we hit a few traps with our Duke hero, which is always good to lure the traps because he takes reduced damage from traps, and it's just to take them out so that your Dragon Riders don't have to deal with them, right? So Dragon Duke is flying in to get the Royal Champion out right here. I should have saved his stun ability for 1 more second to stun those headhunters, because now he's just gonna die. I could have froze them to get a little more value, make sure I get the multi-inferno tower. Honestly, I just let the death damage do its thing, and I kind of hoped the death damage would take out the multi, but as you can see, it's getting raged up by it's getting healed up by a raged up builder right there. So that's going to stand, unfortunately, but right here, just looking for a good Queen Arrow. I think I get 2 air defenses with this. Just 1 air defense, it looks like, but I got a couple Teslas right there on the entry as well, so I'm kind of just letting Queen create just a little bit of a funnel before I spam in here. And notice how I deployed my Dragon Riders down to the right a little bit here, you guys, just because I knew I would revive the Dragon Duke super early, and he would get raged up kind of in that left section that we didn't quite finish off completely. So that was the reason my Dragon Riders came in a little bit lower next to the Queen here. Now we get a nice Scaly spell for the Monolith. It looks like the Monolith was still shooting a Dragon Rider for a little bit there, so maybe it wasn't the nicest Scaly spell. But anyway, we have a bunch of Rocket Loons on the back end. I should have placed my Rocket Loons a little sooner to get out a couple air defenses. I finally placed one up top there, but pretty solid overgrowth location just to negate half of these really high HP, high damage defenses on the back end over here, especially a Fire Spitter that would have been just shooting us the whole time. And yeah, we're just seeing some nice totems on the long shot. Enemy minion prints had a good Minion Prince's ability to slow some of these defenses down. Last couple totems, and we are in cleanup mode. This base was crushed. So these double rage bases are difficult. You just have to learn how to deal with them. Again, you usually want to pop one and make sure you're not flying into double raged compartments. You can pop one again with the Royal Champion or a Dragon Duke, wait for the rage to wear off, and then you can send your army in. So that was a nice triple right there. We will get on to the next one. Alright, pretty interesting base. Haven't seen a lot of these bases anymore. This was super annoying when it first came out. I don't know if you guys remember, like, this was the only base you would find, and it was so annoying for a long time. That's when it was like Fireball, Meteor, Golem meta. But thankfully, these bases are a little bit easier to deal with now, and we've kind of learned how to deal with them. So still, you know, a strong base, and we still have to have a pretty good plan. So right here, I'm just looking where I want to place my Dragon Duke. That's what I'm planning this entire time. I decided to place him right at this Wizard Tower just so he can go in, get an air defense, and I want the Queen to actually lure him in so that he can create a whole funnel for us and get out a Fire Spitter. This is just going to allow us to have so much easier pathing. And what you guys are watching right here, the Royal Champion wouldn't be able to do. She doesn't have this much power. She can't create this good of a funnel. The only other hero that could do this is probably the King with the Stick Horse equipment with an Angry Jelly as well. He would be able to create a good funnel on this specific base as well. But the Royal Champion just isn't quite as strong. So I placed Siege Barracks right there. I should have placed an Archer to lure the Clan Castle first and then the Poison Spell. Queen Arrow I kind of just shot to shoot. I didn't really like aim. Definitely could have got better value, at least getting like a sweeper on the left side or something to help out my Dragon Riders, but I kind of wanted just to get the Queen down to help support taking out the Clan Castle. Now you're seeing us fly in here, guys. We get all of our Dragon Riders in. We know they're going to go into the core because at this point, the Queen pretty much has a funnel, at least defensively, set for us, right? The Super Minions finished off that monolith, so now we will fly in. And obviously the bottom 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock compartment was destroyed by the Dragon Duke already. So we're flying straight into the core, get a nice Warden ability. Should have popped Minion Prince ability right now. Something I need to work on and improve still just a little bit, just speeding up his ability and kind of watching him better early on into my attacks. Felt like I had a good overgrowth, but then my Minion Prince kind of just slowed down the same area, so it wasn't the most value Minion Prince. Again, could have been a little earlier with that. The overgrowth was great though, because that Multi-Inferno and Revenge Tower were raged in the core and the Fire Spitter was shooting at us. Our Dragon Riders would have gotten zapped if we hadn't overgrowth there, so that was a very key overgrowth you guys saw there. Final totem on the Revenge Tower, because Revenge Tower, you know, charged up, is very strong obviously, and at this point we still have some healthy heroes and we're able to push through. I talked about Clan Castle troops at the start of this attack, guys, and I wanted to make a quick note. This is something that separates Stars and why he's so good. If you watch his attacks and his videos, he really knows how to isolate the Clan Castle and just deal with the Clan Castle. He lures it out super well. He takes it out so it's not an issue throughout his attack, because sometimes our Minion Prince or our Dragon Duke can get caught on like an Ice Golem, or some Dragon Riders get frozen up, Warden gets frozen behind, and that can completely mess up an attack. So just be more aware of dealing with Clan Castle and how to lure it is super important, especially on the bases where the Clan Castle is super far outside. You can easily lure that Clan Castle for free, take care of it early on into your attacks, and Dragon Riders are so fast you can take a good, 45 seconds to deal with Clan Castle troops if you have to. So that's something, again, that separates Stars and he's really good at. But anyway, back to this attack. Get a Dragon Duke over here at 3, really early ability. Missed their defense, so I go ahead and replace 2 Rocket Loons, or reinforce 2 Rocket Loons to take it out. Totem for this fast attack multi-gear cannon, I think that's the name, it has like 5 words in the title, which is crazy. And then the Dragon Duke is right there, enemy Dragon Duke level 22, so pretty high leveled as well. But with his death damage, we're able to completely clear our funnel. Right there, I was kind of watching the Dragon Duke. I could have started my Queen and Siege Barracks 10 seconds sooner. It's not the hugest deal because this army is super fast. Right there, I just get a really good sweeper that would be pushing us, because if you see with this entry I'm deciding to take, guys, there would be 2 sweepers shooting right at us, right? So here's a really heavy Tesla Skelly Spell Queen compartment over here, so it is hard for my Giant and Queen to get a funnel. So I use a couple totems and Skelly Spell over there just to try to create that funnel. But as you can see, we did get it for the most part. Our army is flying in, have a nice Warden ability, nice overgrowth. And again, this is where I probably should place a Minion, or pop a Minion Prince ability just a little bit sooner here, guys. I was kind of waiting for the Tornado to finish so he would aim a little bit better for me, and now I pop it. So wasn't the worst ability, but still could have came in a few seconds sooner. A couple Rocket Loons to support, taking out a multi-archer, just a baby drag cleaning up at 9. And at this point, guys, it looks like we're fizzling out. We are, but we have some really good spell management. So there's a good totem on the Bomb Hive. I'm just really trying to keep my Warden and Minion Prince alive here, because Headhunters did push our Minion Prince. I should have frozen them, to be completely honest with you, but I get a beautiful freeze, and this freeze right here is the reason we're able to 3-star. I wanted to show this attack just because it got super close, but that freeze was so important to allow my Minion Prince to stay alive just a little bit longer. It took out, allowed us to take out a couple air defenses in Bomb Hive, whereas if those would have got a few more shots on us and I didn't place the freeze, you probably wouldn't be watching this attack, because I probably wouldn't have showcased it. It would have been like a 70% fail. It would have been really, really low percent. So it can come down to your very last spell, guys. You got to stay locked in the entire attack. Each one of your spells needs to get good value in Clash of Clans. Like, Sometimes you can see like really good attackers can swag like 3, 4, 5 spells. That's just because they took a really good approach on the base. They've probably attacked it before, seen the base before, and their spells got really good value. A lot of the time it comes down to every single spell, especially if you're not as great as an attacker or you're not as great as base like recognizing bases and knowing where to enter in with your heroes and with your army. You know, all I'm trying to say is spells are very important, and it comes down to the very last one. So hold on to them and make sure you're very precise and efficient with all of your spells. Right here, guys, this is a really good spread out base. This is my only fail of the video. You guys saw a few triples. Now I'm showing a fail. I attack this as if I would with Electro Dragon. So the entry and the approach you're about to watch is pretty easy to 3-star with Electro Dragons, and I had never attacked this base with Dragon Riders yet, just Electro Dragons. So I thought, oh, I can just do my Electro Dragon approach that I had done a few days ago that I know worked well on this base, right? Even, it was funny, one of my homies, shout out to Vexed, one of my clanmates, he attacked this exact same base and shared a replay with Electro Dragons earlier, so I was like, it was kind of like fresh in my mind. I was like, oh yeah, I can just attack this base this way, you know what I mean? And I couldn't. Dragon Riders weren't strong enough to deal with 2 rage compartments on the back end. You usually want to take out that heavy damage early on, but I tried, you know, tried my best, and we barely come up short. So I think I just should have approached the base from a different angle. As you can see, we're coming in from, you know, 10 to 11 o'clock with our army. I honestly should have just popped a rage compartment like I talked about at the start of this video, with a Dragon Duke on one side, Queen on the other, and kind of flown in to all the heavy, you know, damage, rage compartment right away. I think we would have had a little bit more success. I also have a couple totems in the core that weren't amazing right there. They were mainly just for the fire spitters to distract them, but I don't think I needed them. So we obviously have a huge split right now as we're flying down, right? So the Minion Prince, I have to pop his ability for 1 rage compartment. Warden ability, that's a little bit of a reason why I failed as well right there, guys. That Warden ability should have came in about 3 seconds later. That overgrowth was there because, I mean, that whole compartment is raged up and my Minion Prince is dead at this point, right? Also, I definitely should have revived my Dragon Duke sooner. Now I'm getting a couple Rocket Loons. Again, those probably could have came in sooner. So just a couple, you know, little mistakes. All those things kind of stacked are the reason we end up fizzling out here. The Dragon Duke not quite getting out the bomb hive right here really hurt, because that stayed up and did extra damage to like my super minions and stuff. But yeah, I wish my Minion Prince could have got a little bit better value on the on the top right rage side. Rage compartment that you're watching right now, this 3 o'clock section, because this is the final defensive standing, you know what I mean? This is what ends up killing our army. So I'm not sure if a couple mines might have hit the Minion Prince, because it seemed when I popped his ability and everything was slowed, I felt like he was still decent health. So I'm assuming a couple Seeking mines hit him or something down here. But yeah, would have much rather flown into this compartment early on, dealt with the rage compartments. So this fail is an example of just approaching a base from the wrong angle. Again, I thought I was going to be able to 3-star with my E-Dragon approach, and just wasn't the case, unfortunately. But is what it is. That was the one fail of the day. I kind of just spoiled the recap because it's coming up in like 5 seconds. But shout out to the clan, guys. If you want to join up, you can pause right here and see the clan tag. We need some members, especially after CWL. We're hoping to get to 50 members. But here's the recap. Plus 310. Again, you guys just saw the one and only fail. Plus 298 yesterday. I was using a different army with the King Stick Horse. But 310 today with this army. Really enjoying it. Wanted to just see where I was in the local US, because I haven't done that for a while. And pretty cool. I am top 100, but I hadn't taken all my attacks or defenses. I think I had like 2 defenses to take. But yeah, guys, we're slowly but surely climbing. We're gonna keep the daily videos rolling, and I appreciate y'all for hanging out. We'll see you in tomorrow's video for another video similar to this template. We'll see you then. Peace.